Single ladies of Reddit, why do you think the Union failed in the Battle of Fredericksburg in December of 1862 during Ambrose Burnside's invasion into Confederate-held Virginia? This question is just cruel. I know perfectly well I'm single because I don't know enough about the Battle of Fredericksburg. You don't need to rub it in. Everyone point and laugh at you /collective_noun for not knowing enough about late 1862 failed Union invasions into Virginia. If I'm not mistaken, the Confederacy had higher ground, and after previously failing to invade some of the North they gained equipment. If you were trying to make a really obscure question popular on this sub, well then I think you have succeeded. They didn't believe in themselves enough. The real Civil War was the friends they met along the way. Damn it. A question I had a killer answer for, and I'm married. Full frontal infantry attacks on entrenched defenders. Burnside was using 18th century tactics in what was the predecessor of 20th century warfare. Just because I'm married doesn't mean I don't have an opinion on this highly relevant and pressing subject. This is discrimination, and I will not stand for it. As a single man without a history degree but with access to Google and Wikipedia, I feel I should be able to voice my uninformed opinion about any topic on Reddit as well. I'm a single Australian lady and have limited knowledge of American war history, but if I were to guess, I'd say it was because Virginia was full of virgins and therefore had more trebuchets. Lee and the army occupied strategic ground. The Union Army needed to use assault boats and build a pontoon bridge. The heights behind Fredericksburg were entrenched with Lee's army and frontal assaults couldn't dislodge them. Can't really know for sure, but I suspect the Union soldiers were making the rookie mistake of wearing stilettos when clearly half heels were more practical in that muddy field. Silly bitches. I'm just a wet horny slut who's desperate for cock after months in quarantine, but I always thought one factor that should have been given more weight was an outbreak of typhus in nearby Falmouth, where most of Burnside's supplies were concentrated. One recurring theme of military history is that great catastrophes tend to have their roots in mundane misfortunes. Much is made of Burnside's decision to wait for pontoon bridges, but arguably a worse effect of the delay was to weaken Sumner's forces even as they sat idle in Falmouth. By the time the critical bridges arrived, the battle was half lost and Sumner's force, numerically superior at first, could only put up a token fight, barely more than I would if some stud were to walk in here and ravish me where I sit. This is not to disregard the other factors that are well established in the historiography, of course. Did I mention I'm bi-curious? Maybe you have a friend you could bring along on our date. But the outbreak of camp fever in Falmouth surely deserves some consideration. Thank you. You're too kind. Lol. I've read that the defeat is generally, no pun intended, chalked up to Burnside's indecision and miscommunication concerning the ferocity of the attack. Edit, I better get a husband out of this. Edit 2, I had 18 Reddit karma before today and 0 men interested in dating me. This has been quite a reversal of fortune. Edit 3, if I get a husband out of this, you guys are all invited to the wedding in Fredericksburg. This question haunts me because I can't seem to muster any interest in military history, and I know that's why I'm still single. Women my age are supposed to be obsessed with General Sherman or taking quizzes to tell which side of the Mason-Dixon line they're on, or reading Ambrose Bierce. I'm just not that emotionally mature yet. The ladies loved Sherman. That's why it was called Sherman's March to the Sea.